I guess.
Alright guys, let's get this thing started again. Part 1 of What If Deku Was Abandoned. Now, I'm joined here by Zeal and Adam.
What's up, guys?
We are waiting on Scott to come out from doing business. We're recording this right quick, get this out of the way. This is part 1 of What If Deku Was Abandoned. We start off with young Izuku going to the doctors to find out what his quirk is. And everything goes the same as in canon, with Izuku being diagnosed quirkless. Inko didn't like the fact that her own flesh and blood was diagnosed quirkless. Oh, and I got this idea from Blue Crown What Ifs, I think that's his name. He's got a Deku, What If Deku Was Abandoned series, so this is based off of him. I changed up the pro hero and some other stuff that I'm putting in. We're doing it this way, but I'm also making it to where he gets adopted by certain people, though. So, I don't think we're going to get into that this episode, though. I think that's going to be like a future episode, though. So, let's get it done. What do y'all say? So, he was diagnosed quirkless. Inko didn't like that. So, what does Inko do? She goes in his room, packs his stuff, puts him in the car, and back it up like 5 minutes after she got finished packing his stuff. He's there crying, asking what she's doing, and she just slaps the crap out of him.
So you're making her an abusive mother just because her flesh and blood was diagnosed as a negative, even though he had nothing to do with that.
Well, that's how this is going, because for the way that I want this to go and how he will go to get about getting his abilities, yes.
Okay.
Moving on. She then puts him in the car along with his stuff and drops him outside of an orphanage.
Dang.
Exactly.
That got dark. Dang, that got dark.
Really
quick.
messed up.
Oh, that ain't the darkest part yet, my dear friend. Evil time now. He makes, I'm going to say, 2 friends. Y'all know who their names are going to be.
Oh.
One of them is going to be Obito.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
The next one is going to be Rin.
I like the name.
We're basically pulling stuff from different universes and giving people the same abilities.
More specifically Naruto.
Yeah, so Rin has healing abilities. Obito has the Sharingan. Well, it's the Rinnegan Sharingan, but it's just like black with white outline. It's not colored. So I'll show you what's gonna happen here soon. You're gonna find out what happens soon. So Izuku starts training and whatnot. Later on, he gets a job, starts buying stuff to help him, Obito, and Rin train. And the orphanage people are none too pleased, to say the least. But at this time, he's like, I'm gonna say he's like 11 at the time. Yeah. So they can't really kick him out just yet. But, you know, they're talking amongst themselves when everybody's asleep, saying this kid's doing everything for himself, no reason for him to stay here any longer. That, and he's quirkless, he's useless, nothing good will come of him, so he should just be on his way. So they say, well, in 3 years we'll send him on his way. You know, we'll tell him 3 years he's got to go, you know. So they go to him the next day, say, look, you got 3 more years here. Start saving up so that you can get yourself an apartment and some other necessities. So yeah, and he's like, fine, whatever. And he tells Obito and Rin, and they're like, oh, okay. You know, they weren't really surprised because they know how the orphanage people work. And he's like, when I'll find a place and then I'll give you the address, and if you ever want to stop by, you can. But 2 years later, Obito and Rin are in the forest training, and the mountainside starts to collapse as Izuku is taking a breather because of how hard he trains. And before he realizes it, a piece of rubble hits his eye.
Oh.
Or, should I make it one eye or two eyes? Zeal, help me out.
Just
Go
about
with
one.
2 eyes. Go with 2 eyes. 2 eyes makes it more interesting.
Should we make it one eye, Zeal?
Sure.
And pull Kakashi?
I think Adam's point is true. Maybe 2.
Alright, so some rubble, some rocks hit his eyes, and they basically, one leaves a scar over one eye, but the other just hits his eye, damaging it really bad. And then a bigger boulder starts coming down, and Obito pushes Izuku out of the way.
Man, that just got really dark, but
Oh yeah,
he saved
Yeah,
us.
that's
very, very dark. And, you know, like Naruto, Sharingans can be transplanted, along with Rinnegan's. So, due to high stress, but here's the thing, guys, the doctors were semi-wrong about Izuku being quirkless. He has abilities as well as a quirk. His friend, I'm going to say his lower half got crushed. And he's like bleeding out. So, yeah, he ain't going to make it. Sorry to spoil that for you guys, but that's how this is going. Obito tells Rin to transplant his Rinnegan's into Izuku. She does so and heals his eyes. He opens them and they have changed, and their color is green, but since due to high stress, his Sharingan awakened. But
okay.
I'm gonna give him a bit of an overpowerment right off the bat. You know, not too overpowered. I'm not gonna give him all his abilities just yet right off the bat. And this is gonna take some time to, master. His Sharingan looks like this with the Rinnegan. And Rin and Obito is already gone at this point, and Rin looks at him like, oh my god, you have a new Rinnegan than Obito's. And he's like, yeah, okay. Is it that bad? And she's like, no, it's actually pretty good. Well, it actually looks pretty darn good. So, at that point, she, at that point, he's mastering the Rinnegan and everything. And is currently, trying to
Your phone almost turned off.
see how far he can go with the Rinnegan.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my phone. It fell.
Oh, isn't this the phone that you're...
Yeah, that's the one I'm recording with.
Oh, okay.
The one I got Zeal on fell. Okay, we're back, guys, so I can continue the story. Phone fell with Zeal on the line, so we got Zeal back.
Yo.
So, time skip 5 months.
A month?
No, 5 months. 5 months. Rin and Izuku are walking back to the orphanage when a villain attacks them. You know,
Okay.
Izuku's been working on some of his, like, specific moves, you know. But, you know, I'm trying to make this as good as I can possibly get it. The villain gets a hold of Rin's neck. And he tells Izuku to hand over all the valuables on him or Rin dies. Now, Izuku being able to move faster than what somebody can see,
Yep.
he has his one eye covered because of the scar. So
Yeah.
so there's gonna be a specific reason he does that though. He doesn't do it to hide the scar. He does it to hide the other Rinnegan. Because he thinks if anybody knows about the other Rinnegan, somebody's gonna try and steal it, and then use it for bad things. Oh, but there's gonna be some. Not gonna spoil it, but it's gonna be hectic. Come to the USJ attack. Specific reasons, though. Party time. Izuku charges up Chidori. Yes, guys, he knows he worked with lightning style and mastered the Chidori. So he's using Chidori right now, and so he moves behind the villain, kills the villain, but the villain, before Izuku could kill him, he crushed Rin's neck.
Oh my god.
Rest in peace, Rin. Rest in peace. I hope you can forgive me. Moving on. Pros show up. Aizawa and Miriko come in. And yes, guys, Miriko